さらに2000万どうします？
What's good, anime enthusiasts? Welcome back to another episode for Liar Game. Now, Yokoya, he is really getting a lot of spotlight, which is good. We get to see more into the psyche of this supposed villain in this arc, and we got to see that, he doesn't have the same similarities as Akiyama, but his intelligence is there. He is a planner. He's not so small time kind of thing. Oh, here's my little schemes and here's and that. No, he's methodical in his action. He is like the actual dictator, the controller. And then Akiyama as well, he's going not like directly tit for tat, blow for blow, but Akiyama is also doing his own scheming, making his own bluffs to really get at Yokoya and to hopefully help his team. Well, Akiyama on the day team. And now these ideals are clashing between episode 16 and 17. Everything is coming together as we're getting closer to the end of this particular game. So let's start it off with episode 16, Turbulence. So the episode picks off of where we left off from the previous episode, where the day team is down on the luck as those three bozos took the bait in getting all the money and moving over into the account for the day team. With that being said, as they're talking about it, then we go back to the actual observers, the proctors of the whole entire thing. And the guy, he just oh, Yokoya, he's amazing, which is, smart. Yokoya, while he was sneaking his way through the other day team members, he's also observing the other members, and he's picked out the actual three most suitable members in order to take the bait of taking the money. And after that, the team is coming together. Fukunaga is like, all right, our chances of winning are basically zero. Even if the other team blindly doubts 100 million every single time, yet they always pay out, we're still gonna lose. And essentially victory is kind of assured to the other team, so why would any of them betray them? But even still, we need to tell Akiyama everything that happened. And when he does, Akiyama then directly asks those three bozos, saying, hey, did you do it for the team? And after a few seconds, one of them fully admits, oh, I was doing it for me. I wanted the money, and I thought it was good. Which allows the other two to, admit as well. I was like, yeah, I was just thinking to myself, man, it was the money. And Akiyama isn't really mad at them. He's he understands. And because that they took the bait and they didn't really fully betray their team, they still have a conscience. And Akiyama says, yo, we still have a chance to win. And it looks like Akiyama has a plan, but only he can execute this plan. While the other team, they kind of mix up the rotations in order to help out passively. So at round 23, it's time for Akiyama to put his plan in action. What's the plan? Well, he gets to talking to this one particular member, the guy with the bandana, and he lays out how he tricked his team into, the night team tricked his team, some of his teammates, into moving the money. And the other guy is so confident in everything, he confirms everything. And so Akiyama makes the gambit. He makes a hard bluff. He tells the bandana guy, yo, that money that was moved, we never put it into the account, buddy. We never put it into the ATM. Instead, I told those three bozos to hide the money. And with that, the observers were shocked. They were like, what do you mean you're going to tell them that? What kind of bluff is this? But actually, it's a pretty smart move. Because the other team, or both teams in particular, they don't know what is in the other ATM. There's no way for them to confirm that the money has been actually deposited into the other ATM. Therefore, they kind of have to take Akiyama's word at face value or call his bluff. And even Akiyama just digs it even further. It says, hey, if that money never reached the ATM, what is going to happen to that money? It's not going to go to your team. I mean, matter of fact, it might go to the actual live game officials. Hey, it might even go back to the ATM where it previously came from and pay us out instead. And you know what? It shocks the guy so much. And even Akiyama just presents the math, and instantly, Bandana Guy, he buys it. And he looks terrified as he's scared of what Yokoya might do once he finds out. And once he's like kind of on the side of the day team, he explains how Yokoya met everyone on the night team in the downsizing game. That team in particular, when Yokoya appeared, they were about to like, you know what? Let's send Yokoya packing. But Yokoya, being a dictator of mice and men, used money to his advantage, and he managed to get everyone to give him his votes in the first round. Ooh, God. And then again, he did it a second time. So that way, Yokoya has too many votes in excess. And you know what he did? Remember what Akiyama did in his downsizing game with Nao? He sold the excess of his votes at very high margins, therefore putting his profit sky high and forcing the others to buy votes in order for them to stay alive. And you know what? When Akiyama hears it, he remarks how both revival games were similar. At the same time, he puts Nao on the pedestal because, hey, while you have a dictator on your team, we have Nao, a peaceful person who actually has a more positive outlook on the game, and he gives Nao's whole spiel and a positive message. And then Akiyama presses his thumb down further, puts on the pressure. Hey, join us. Betray the night team. And Akiyama is so confident that this guy will betray the night team. And then he goes back over to, after the guy, Akiyama goes back to his team and he explains the whole situation and the gambit he made. So now the plan is pretty much simple. It's in motion. Now, if we were to move like 2.3 billion, everybody on the whole entire team would be 3 million in positive, but we still have 100 million in debt. So how we're gonna move all this money? Well, of course, not of course. The plan is to make sure the day team's offshore third country account is lower than the other teams. They're gonna do this by carrying 100 million, and of course being doubted by the other team for 100 million. Therefore, we were moving the money. And on the expression side for the day team, they'll doubt 100 million and they will pay out the 15 million. Again, moving the money. We need to make sure the offshore account is lower than the other teams. And after 6 rounds or so, the day team's account should be lowered. And from there, we will get the Bandana guy to smuggle the money back over. And with this said, Bandana is not enough in there. He can only move so much money in order to make sure nothing arises suspicion. That's why Akiyama decides to use the other 2 tricksters who trick the other 3 bozos and try not to do it in a way that Yokoya won't catch on. The plan is in motion, the second trickster is on it, and then at the end of this particular episode, Yokoya, he's something's fishy going on here. And the episode ends. Man, I really like the dynamic that they try to show for Yokoya and Nao, as both of them both downsizing games for both teams went about in a similar fashion. Well, they kind of got to the result of, hey, we have an excessive amount of votes. We don't need them. Why don't you buy our votes? And we kind of get there. Yokoya was more forceful in his approach, and he really commanded everyone to follow him, bend to his will, go at his own speed. And that's scary to be underneath that foot. While on Nao's side, even on Nao's side, you kind of did, quote unquote, jump on the lower person, that being Nao, or in other team's case, it would be Yokoya, and you succeeded. But now the lesser one now moved to the top, and now y'all are bending down the Nao. But Nao doesn't want you to bend down. Nao wants to help uplift you. We all want to come together as a team and be happy together and try to get each other out. And that's sort of the difference. So a lot of people would rather be on Nao's team because it's nice, happy, fun time. You don't want to be with Yokoya, and that is being under a dictatorship, being ruled by fear, and that's not a good thing. So now, We got Akiyama. His plan is in motion. We're here. We're ready to go. Let's get bumping. Well, of course, everything can't go as planned. We got to figure out what's going on in the country at night. What's going over there? We're talking about Yokoya so much. We haven't seen him do too much on the side. Well, episode 17. Well, the episode begins with Akiyama explaining the system of control that Yokoya has over the night team. Different what the downside of the game is now what Yokoya has always been doing in this game, as explained by the banana guy. At the beginning of the third round, this is crazy, Yokoya is like, yo, give me all of your card. I can win us this game. And you know what? Here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna have a loyalty system. I'm gonna give out loyalty points for all of you for doing various acts. If you succeed at settling money, you get some points. If you fail, you lose points. If you do good things, I'll give you points. If you suck at things, I'll take away points. And you know what? At the end of the game, depending on how many loyalty points you got, is how much money I'm gonna give you. And you know what? If you're in 7th to 8th place, you ain't gonna get anything. So essentially, if you want to survive on Yokoya's team, you gotta have a high ranking spot. And here's the worst part. Yokoya gives them all recording devices to catch snitches. And we see it firsthand as one guy completely gets baited, switched, and he snitches on this guy, say, oh, Yokoya, I don't care about that dude. And the guy who snitched gets 10 points, while the other guy gets negative 10 points. And then when he fails at his smuggling, the dude gets additional punishment, saying, hey, whoever gets this guy gets extra points. And it's the same guy who snitched on him. Meaning goes forward, punches him, be like, hey, I did it, boss. I did it. I get points, right? Yokoya had total domination over that team based on lies, subterfuge, and snitching. The team could not trust any other person on that team. Bro, I would be in shambles. And so Akiyama plans to reveal the truth about the whole entire plan, the day team. Once they move the money to the bank account, Akiyama wants to create a bond for these particular 3 individuals, the tricksters on the night team, in order to portray the whole night team. He wants that bond for them, to make them stronger together, to give them a common ground to stand on. It allows them to empower themselves, fight against Yokoya, hopefully. But like I said, as good things comes, it can't always be good. Because the other team doubted a lesser amount than the 100 million. It seems that Yokoya has sniffed something out. And on the surface level, he kind of realizes, okay, there's a race to the bottom for this whole entire game. And Yokoya has probably already figured out there's a traitor in the midst. Akiyama claims that he hasn't caught on to the true nature of the plan yet. He just knows something's going on within his team. And by that, on Yokoya's side, yes, he has figured out a traitor does exist. He kind of narrowed it down to a few people. And so those 2 traitors, talk to each other. The third one hasn't came in yet. But the 2 of them talk to each other. But of course, there was a snitch listening in. Of course, the snitch snitches. And Yokoya calls all the traitors and gets them restrained. And he begins a beautiful yet deadly interrogation. Yokoya says, alright, here's the deal. I'm gonna give you guys a chance. I want you to confess your connection to the day team. And if you do, you're gonna get rewarded 50 loyalty points. And $200 million. Easy, right? Here's the catch. Only the first person out of you 2 to do it will get the rewards. And the other, you're going to be docked 100 loyalty points. Going to put you at the bottom of the totem pole. But if you both say nothing within 10 minutes, I'll believe your innocence. And I'll let you go. And this whole entire 10 minutes is crazy. As we see it through the bandana guy's eyes. Since he can't see anything, his senses are heightened. He hears things more. And he kind of hears the other guy kind of like rumbling in the first minute. He's like, oh, he's going to snitch? Okay, no, he didn't say anything. Okay, he's good. And through this whole entire time, his mind is racing. His mind is wondering. He's thinking, is the other dude gonna do anything? No? That's fine. But what if Yokoya doesn't know? What if Yokoya can't figure things out? Will he be safe? Or did he already figure things out? And it's probably better for me to snitch already and to tell him what's up. No, I can't do this. I have to believe it now. It's so crazy that he goes back and forth between these things as he's afraid. And when he doesn't hear anything from the other guy, he probably thinks, oh, okay, he didn't say anything. He might be okay. But of course, the 10 minutes comes up. And you know what? It seems he's fine. He's okay. Nothing's going on. But when you look to the side, that other guy isn't there. He snitched within the first minute. And this guy said, well, you were making some weird noises, so I thought you snitched anyway. Brother. Hey, no way. But you know what? Yokoya isn't fully convinced. So the second guy isn't getting his loyalty points yet. But he says, if the third traitor, you over there, the soon-to-be one, if Akiyama tells you the same thing, I'm gonna give you your points. You'll be good. So the game continues, and Akiyama's thinking like, something is odd. It seems a little awfully easy. But the time comes for Akiyama to inspect with the third possible traitor, and the third traitor possible goes back to his team, and he does confirm the plan. Akiyama's up to something. And Yokoya then tells the first guy, hey, there's a plan going. But you know what? I'm gonna give you one more chance. I got a plan. And I want you to be the star role, the key player in this plan to fully destroy the day team. And the episode ends. Bro, Yokoya, the loyalty system is crazy. If you snitch, you get points, brother. I'd be a rat. Hey, rat. Yokoya, what you got in your hands? Mouse. Ah. He is the king of rats, the king of mice, the king of snitches. He's got everybody coming up to him, giving him the little cheese. Ooh, you see that? You see? Everything's there. It's a little bit on the nose, but it's there. Man, I like Yokoya as a villain in this arc. He is a truly like an amazing, well-written character. I like it. I like it. Again, not every villain needs to be super strong. Not every villain needs to have like magical powers. Some villains are just straight up intelligent. Some villains are just very good planners, dictators. They mess with the people's psyche and emotions and needs. Yo, you want to survive? Just do this for me. Oh, yo, I see you're down on your luck and everything. Take on depth. Give me more than what you already have, and I got you, fam. Oh, I'm in a higher position. I'm looking down on you. But if you want to join my flock, you're gonna have to give me a little something. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's greasing the palms, greasing the wheels. He's in every little thing, and I like it. I like it. And of course, Akiyama trying to fight against it, trying to find the cracks in Yokoya's team, and he is. But we'll see if that holds any truth anymore. Yokoya is really pulling together in this second season of, I guess, quote unquote second season. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about the episodes thus far in the comments below, or anything else that I've talked about, or any of the cool things that have happened, you know, in like a day-to-day life as far as like emotions are concerned, interrogations, like how your needs and wants can be manipulated by somebody else who has money. You know, money, the root of all evil, that makes people like do cuckoo things. Crazy. But if nothing else, hope all of you have a good day, night, even morning, wherever you are in the world. And I hope your day is just a little bit better than it already is. With that, we'll catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.